In this video, I'm going to show you how to use keyframes step by step. This is very basic and absolutely anybody can learn it. And the best part is, once you understand how to use keyframes, you'll be able to improve your keyframe edits on your own. Now let's just jump right into our editing software. All right, so here we are in CapCut, and if you aren't using CapCut, you can still learn from this video, but for this example, I'm just using CapCut because this is the editing software that I use. Now, if you are using a different editing software, things are going to look differently, but it's all still the same concept. So to start off, if you don't know what a keyframe is going to be this little diamond shape over here. You'll see a bunch of them, and if you hover over it, it just says add keyframe. So it's just this little diamond. One very basic thing that you can do with your keyframes is, if you have an image here on your timeline, which in this case, this is the image I'm using, you can zoom your image in by either grabbing the corners and zooming them in and out just like this, or you can go over here to where it says scale and you can increase this bar. Now, one thing that you may want to do is you may want to zoom your image in slowly and then zoom it back out. So all we would do is we would go over to scale and we would select the keyframe. And what that does is, if you look down here, it adds that little diamond onto your clip or your photo here on the timeline. If we were to drag this cursor over here and add another keyframe, and let's say you wanted to zoom your image in, you can just increase the percentage on your scale. Now what happens is because you have this keyframe in the beginning that has your scale set to 100 and another keyframe here that has your scale set to 125, what it's going to do is it's going to slowly zoom in your image just like that. Now let's say you wanted to zoom your image back out. All you would do is you would go over to the end of your image or your video, add another keyframe, and put it back down to its regular resolution or its regular size. And yes, you can zoom it out even lower than 100 if you wanted to. And obviously, the more that you have it zoomed in or zoomed out, the faster it's going to move. Just like that. Pretty basic concept. You can do a whole bunch of things with this, and if you'd like, if you put one of your keyframes in the wrong place, you don't have to go here and make a whole new keyframe. You can just simply drag your previous keyframe just like so, and that's pretty much it for your zooming in, your zooming out. Now the next thing that I'm going to show you is going to have to do with text. Text, you use text in all kinds of videos. I'm gonna change this to black just so we can see it a little bit better. Again, there is an unlimited amount of things that you could do with keyframes to adjust your text. Let's just say for some reason you wanted to have the color of your text change. You can select your keyframe here and it will select down here on the timeline, and then you can drag your keyframe, add another one, and let's just say you wanted to change your text to red. What that's going to do is it's going to slowly fade your text into red. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see all of these options under transform. Just like our picture that we have here or your video, you can do just about anything that I showed you with the video or your clip or whatever, and you can do that all with your text. So let's just say you wanted to, have the size of your text change. You would just simply add your two keyframes, where you'd like it to start and where you'd like it to end. At this keyframe, I have my text set to 65%, and let's just say I wanted it to be, a little bit smaller by the time it gets here, or maybe I wanted it to fade away, then your keyframes will help you do that as well. All right, and again, with the opacity, you can absolutely change the opacity of your text. If you slowly want it to fade away, you just add your two keyframes, add one here, add one here, set the opacity of this one to 0%, and your text is going to fade away. I'll give you one last example. Let's just say that we add an arrow, to our video. Arrows are very common. People use arrows all the time. So let's just say that we wanted to have an arrow pointing to our computer screen here. Or, better yet, let's just do the teapot. We're going to shrink our arrow down in size. And again, you will see these keyframes over here, and these are all to allow you to customize how you want your arrow or whatever you may be using to move, to scale, to size, to rotate. You can change the position. You can do all of that. All right, so here we have our arrow pointing over the teapot, as you can see. And we're going to go ahead and just drop a keyframe right at the very beginning of this, right over here. And for this example, I am going to actually select this keyframe, the one that is right across from transform. This keyframe will go ahead and select every other keyframe below it. I use this one 99% of the time, and I'll show you why. So we're going to go ahead and drag our cursor here all the way to the end of the clip of the arrow, and we're going to go ahead and add another keyframe. So we're going to go ahead and stay on this keyframe because this is where we want the end of our arrow to move. And so usually what I do when I am moving stuff or have objects moving on my screen in my video, I will just select this keyframe because typically if I need something to move, I have to move the position of the arrow. As you can see, that changes the numbers from where it was to where it is now. I have to change the rotation of the arrow, and I usually have to change the size of the arrow, or you know, whatever you may be using, not just an arrow. And basically selecting this keyframe up here allows you to do all of that without having to manually add every keyframe to your scale, to your position, to your rotation. It just allows you to kind of move it how you want, change the size, the rotation, the opacity. That one keyframe that selects all the other keyframes below, as you can see, will do all of that for you basically in one shot instead of having to go and manually select all the keyframes. Hope that doesn't sound too confusing. Keyframes can be a little bit difficult to use in the beginning, but I promise once you get used to them, they're super easy. And definitely just keep messing around with them, and I promise you, you will get the hang of them eventually. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I know it was a very beginner, very easy tutorial, but if you found any part of this video helpful, or you learned anything, or there's anything you didn't know, make sure to subscribe and maybe turn on notifications, because I'm going to be giving more tutorials just like this if you're new to CapCut, or if maybe you're a little bit advanced and you're looking to learn more. I'm going to be giving all kinds of free information on my channel. But anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Peace.